Welcome, you guys. This is week 3, and our focus this week is lifting up and lifting off. As beginners, intermediate, or advanced yoga practitioners, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I give to people practicing is to feel that lift up out of your joints. Especially starting from a standing position, which is what we're going to do today. So here's your board of what we're going through, and we're going to do a brief warm-up to start. So we're going to be starting standing Tadasana, moving to all fours, doing down dog, and then we'll be doing Utkatasana, which is chair position. And people are always like, how do I lift up out of a chair position? And that is one of the biggest things we can talk about. And I might even introduce an actual chair, because I know a lot of us sit most of the time during work. And how can you still activate even in a chair? And you shouldn't sit in a chair. You need to get up and move throughout the day as best as possible with what you're given. But if you're sitting in a chair, how can I lift up instead of slouching into the chair? So that you're active, you're still burning a little bit of calories, not a lot, but you're still active through the belly. You have that great posture. We're going to be finishing today with Navasana, which is a little bit more of an advanced pose, but I want to focus on modify. Everything, all the time, we're modifying to how we feel today, which doesn't mean doing the least amount of work. It means being honest and true to how you're feeling today. I heard this great piece of advice from a woman who works at Women's Health, and she talked about just trying to get 10 minutes in, and once you get 10 minutes into your exercise, generally your fatigue goes away and you start to feel better. If you don't, then you can stop. But it's about really being honest of, in that 10 minutes, it's like, okay, I am feeling a little bit better. Maybe not 100%, but I'm feeling great. And what can we do today that is going to make tomorrow feel even easier or better? Because if you put off today, you're going to put off tomorrow and the day after. So it's about creating new habits, new routines, and feeling good about what you did the day before, so that today is another step forward. Let's start today standing up. Okay, and we're going to be focusing, we have to do a little bit of a warm-up, but from Tadasana, I want you to try to feel a lift up. So I'm engaging my quads, rooting down through the heels. And then you want to feel a slight lengthening of the tail towards the heel. So it's nothing big. We're not doing this, bending the knees. I'm still lifting up out of my quads, feeling that lift into the hips, through the belly, and then it's a slight. These are millimeter movements of my tail lengthening towards the ground. And then taking the arms out to the side, palms face forward. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Big toes are touching, heels are separate. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Bring your palms to your heart. I want you to just stand there. Keep lengthening, keep lifting up. And then I want you to bend your knees, circle your arms. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Straighten your back, look forward, maybe coming up as high as you need to get that flat back feeling. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, inhale, rise back to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach out and up, gaze up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look and lift. Flat back, exhale, Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time we're coming into down dog. Gentle little flow. Inhale, circle out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, fold. Exhale. Walk yourself to plank. We're going to stay here for 10 breaths, okay? And that can mean dropping to the knees if you need to, or keeping the knees up, staying in full plank position. Inhale and exhale. All through the nose, which helps generate heat into the body. On round 4. Round 8, inhale, full exhale. Lift the hips, down dog. Take 3 breaths here. Come back forward to plank. Draw the knee into your chest. Try to step the foot through. Wherever it lands, then drive the heel back into your seat. Step it back, down dog. Come forward, inhale, left knee to chest. Try to step it through. Squeeze the heel back in. Step to plank, down dog. 3 more times through. Come forward, right knee to chest. Try to step it up. Knee back into the chest. Plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, forward, left knee in. Exhale, step. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one's a long exhale. Here we go. Inhale, step through, exhale. Inhale, exhale, keep exhaling, down dog. 1 more time through. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, keep going. 1 more side, knee in, exhale, step, full exhale. Inhale again, exhale, exhale. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. We're in this forward fold. Deep bend into the knees, fold. Try to get your chest onto your thighs. Grab onto your elbows, let the head fall down. Rock a little bit side to side. If you start to feel a little relief there, try to pick the hips up a little bit higher. Stay in the hold. 1 more deep, full breath in. Full exhale. Release the hands. Roll up slowly. I want you to feel that stretch through each vertebral disc. Feel that stretch lengthening out. All the way to the top. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Hold them down. And then step your feet all the way together. Going into that standing position again. So I'm rooting down through the heels, activating my quads. You can even squeeze your glutes here. Let's start with that. Activating, squeezing. I want you to take your arms up and overhead. Try to relax the shoulders away from your ears. And we want to have a straight line from our wrist through to the shoulder, hips, heels. And if it helps you, especially in the beginning, try to stand against a wall and feel back of the head, okay? Butt, heels, okay? You should have 3 touch points, okay? Your back shouldn't really touch. You might feel a little bit through the upper back, depending upon your anatomy. If you're a little bit bigger this way, okay, you might feel a touch point, but we really want to hit back of the head, butt, heels, and then engage the belly. Try to feel front ribs dropping down, that tight body. Hands can come down, palms face out. Feel that openness through the chest. Okay, and that's our stand tall. That's our up. I've always heard the great modification or thought-provoking of a string attached to the crown of your head lifting you up. How tall can you stand? And how long can you hold that? Can you actively breathe while standing tall? So from that, we're going to come onto all fours. And this one, you want to pay attention to my shin. Okay? So a lot of times I see people who have knee issues. They double up their mat, or they're constantly fidgeting and moving, especially when they're ever on their knees. When we do lunges, when we're on all fours, they're having to curl their toes and almost try to lift their knees up. So we're going to try something else. We're going to try to stretch top of the foot, shin. And as you press your shins down into the mat, I want you to feel a little lift of the knee up. Okay, so push, push, push. And you should feel knee cap is now off of the mat. Back is flat. We're going to try to hold this for 10 breaths. Simple pose with a slight modification here. Especially if that foot is always in flexion. This is such a great stretch for top of the foot. Keep breathing, we're on round 4. Last breath in and out. So a little add-on for this second exercise is to then do extension of opposite ends while pushing the other shin down. So my right shin is down, I'm pushing it down, trying to keep that lift of that knee, trying to drive knuckles down in my left hand, and then stretching forward and back right here. And if you are not dripping sweat, you need to write me, and I will make sure that you are doing this correctly. Just 3 breaths of that, switching sides, reaching through opposite ends here, and then pressing down with the other opposites. Push, push, push. Feel that activation through the belly. Feel that intensity. It's that injection of intensity that gets you some max caloric burn while you're doing basic yoga poses. Going into our third exercise, which is down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We just cued it, knuckles down in down dog. There's 2 actions here. So knuckles down here helps to take some pressure out of the wrist and feel that lift up through the arm, plugging the shoulder into the socket. So I'm not pushing the mat away, I'm actually locking my shoulder into the joint so that it's stable. Keeping a straight spine. My ears are in line with my arms. My knees are bent. And then I'm trying to push the mat forward. Push it away from me while I'm pressing down. Breathe into that. Let's walk our hands all the way back towards the feet. This forward fold position. So if this is how we fold forward with those knees bent, then that's exactly how we should feel in down dog. A lot of times people straighten right into their legs in down dog. I want you to bend and focus on the upper body. The legs will come over time. We're coming back up to standing, going into chair position, Utkatasana. Big toes are touching, heels are separate. And you can sort of measure the width of the heels. You want your outer pinky toe right in line with the outer heel. So if that is parallel, those edges, then you should have I have about a fist between my heels in the back. It's open in a V from my big toe. From there, I want you to push your hips back, bend the knees. This is the start of chair. My belly is in and it's lifted. So we're not going for depth right away. We're not trying to be here, trying to sit as low as we can, although this is great flexibility through the joints. I want you to push your hips back, lift your belly as high up as you can, reaching the arms up by your ears, and then keeping all of that in the same position. Then try to sit low without dropping that belly onto your thighs. So we're actually trying to sit as tall as we can while we're trying to sit down. And I love to explain this. Hold this for 5 more breaths while I talk. I like to explain it as if I were to measure your joints from heel to knee, knee to hip, hip through the torso, arm length. When you stand and you're stretching all the way up, if I were to put you in chair position, you would still be the same length throughout the whole thing. And if that's how we can approach chair, we're going to have a much better chance of gaining a lot of strength through the abdominals and strengthening the thighs together in conjunction. Not just the thighs, but the belly as well. Come up out of that. We have one more exercise today. I hope you guys are sweating just like me. I have this sweater on so you can't really see, but I am dripping under here. So Navasana is boat pose. Here, arms can reach forward or all the way up. And we're going to start in Ardha Navasana, which is shins lengthening, parallel straight to the mat. And then I'm trying to sit as tall as I can. And this is important. If I can't get my thighs and my chest together, automatically you're modifying with hands back. We're trying to improve our flexibility through the back of our hips. And this is a great way to do so while strengthening the belly. So try to get this connection or as close as you can. Hands go back. Let's all put our hands back. Squeeze elbows so they're right in line with our shoulders. And then I want you to bend, lower the chest, keep that belly plugged in, stretch the legs forward. So we're just going halfway, but legs are straight, chest is as low as you can get it. Back up. 5 of those. Exhale on the way up. We're inhaling on the way down. Exhale. All through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Last one. Now lower down and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up and rest it down. So start with hands back. You can then do it where you have one hand grabbing a leg, the other arm reaching forward like this. So you could do a couple here, switch and do a couple here. Try to do same number. So 3 on the right, 3 on the left. And then maybe do 3 with hands back, 3 with hands forward. And work on, as you lower down, all that length comes with you up to the top. We're going to finish today pigeon stretch. So you're going to take your front shin, cross it. It's parallel to the front of your mat. Back shin then presses into the front. So your calf has a little compression there. Feet are flexed. And then sit as tall as you can. Some of you might want to put a block underneath your hips. Give those hip flexors a little rest, a little break, and then you can fold forward with a flat back. You want to feel the front shin. That is going to be the hip that is stretching. And then we can switch, do the other. Folding forward, and we're just holding this for a couple of breaths. It's really about consistency. It's not about the length of time that we hold poses. Sitting all the way up. And bring your palms together at your heart. Sealing your practice, acknowledging your effort that you put in today. Namaste. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you next week.